Oh, I'm out of puff walking up this hill. It's built on a hill, Dudley Zoo is, because it's all around this. Can you see that? That is Dudley Castle, and if you come here you get to look around that medieval castle as well. Now we're heading to the tiger enclosure to do a few pictures of the tigers, but there were celebrations, 85th birthday of the zoo, which is why I'm here today. I'm recording that, and the keepers have done a present for the tigers, and here you go, look, they're throwing it in, and we'll get a few pictures of the tigers coming out, finding the present, and seeing what tasty morsels they can find inside.
So the keepers are here, and they've made this big box, big present with some goodies inside, and they're just manhandling it with some ropes. Look, getting it over the top of the enclosure and getting it down there, and then they're going to have to go round and get it into position. And I put it onto this this platform here where the tigers like to get, and then it's a matter of getting out of the way and letting the tigers in, and they'll come straight over. And here comes a big male straight over. Look at that. Whoa, you know there's something in there. Look, there's fish inside, and I'm gonna get my head in there. Look, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna get that box off. Oh, look at this, you can see the fish on the floor, but he'll pounce on that now. Look at the claws coming out there. Look, absolutely needs to make sure he's destroyed this cardboard box before he goes and enjoys the spoils. And there he is, enjoying the spoils back. He's eaten the fish, and now he's licking up what the keepers have left for him on the wooden platform, which is curry. Who knew tigers loved curry? They absolutely love lapping up this curry powder. Look, and he's going back, enjoying a little curry for himself. After all, he's earned it, hasn't he?
Now the tigers enjoyed that present, we're now heading up into the castle courtyard to do a press picture of the boss of the zoo and a bird of prey, I think. And I think we've got some people in costume, so let's head up and see what we can get.
Bam, there we go. That's our press picture. It's got everything we want on it for the press story. Dudley Zoo opened in 1937, so it is an anniversary. It was the anniversary day. Some visitors dressed up, look, in 30s gear, and we've got the boss of the zoo, Mr. Grove, holding one of the animals with the castle in the background. That's got everything. And while I was there, I couldn't resist asking the people in costume to mock up having a look around the zoo so I could make an oldie worldy kind of picture. There we go, there's our picture. Looks like it was taken in the 1930s, but actually we took it last weekend. And thank you to these visitors for dressing in 30s style, and stylish they were too.
I'm at the birdhouse with Chris, and we've got a red-legged Surima here. That's absolutely fantastic, and it looks just like a velociraptor. You know, people say dinosaurs came from birds. Well, this is just like a velociraptor. It actually runs around on the floor chasing food, but actually he can also coax it to come up into the air and take food from his hand. And do you know what? I think this is the perfect test for Nikon's pet eye detection, because I'm going to use pet eye detection on that zoom lens and see if we can actually keep in focus just for the moment that the bird takes the chick out of his hand.
So is it any good, this animal eye detection? Well, on the first glance it looks fantastic. Look, it's captured. Let's get closer. Let's have a look. Is the whole of this bird in focus? I mean, that's midair. That literally took kind of a second for it to just flap up quickly, and look at that. It's kept everything sharp. This isn't the perfect background. We couldn't go very far with the bird. There were too many people on site, but look at that. Obviously the Nikon has found the eye of the animal. And look at that, when we get to the top we see the Nikon's eye detection is better than the bird's because it's missed the food.
So that was amazing, dinosaur bird. He's gone back inside to get a Harris hawk to have a look at, which can do some flying for us. So we'll really test that lens out with some flying pictures.
Well, we start off with this Nikon Zfc, with the Harris Hawk looking as though he's about to do some flying. He's about to take off here, and look at the detail it's picked up underneath the wings and in the dark shadowy areas. They're absolutely astonishing. So let's get it in the air. And look at that, I've got it on the animal eye detection. Okay, you know, this is not too far in the air. It's just sort of playing around really, but with the keeper. But my goodness, that's sharp. That is tracked the eye so well. And now my favourite picture is this one. Look at that. I just love the way the bird, you know, has its wings there. Look, you know, almost sort of cloaked around itself. You can see it's an upstroke, and you see how the bird on the downstrokes, all the wings are together, the feathers are together, creating something that pushes the air. But on the upstroke, it moves the feathers so that they're sideways on to the air, so the air travels through them, so that it's not providing lift. Astonishing. Okay, now we're going over to tortoises, but on the way we're going through lorikeets. Another keeper portrait in with the lorikeets, and they have this nectar. You can buy this nectar, and look at them, they lap it up. They absolutely love it. It's like having a good old beer to them. Beautiful. So to finish off a fantastic day at the zoo, photographing lots and lots of animals, we have got the giant tortoises. Actually, I don't know if they're giant tortoises. They're from Africa, aren't they? But they're certainly big. I don't know if giant tortoises. Can you see them there? See them in the enclosure? They're big. So I don't think I'm going to need any fast shutter speeds on this one, although they are moving a bit quicker than I thought. But what I am hoping to do is put that long lens to its paces, and I noticed there's some flowers, little tiny blue flowers, and if we can get those into position, entice the tortoises over, I'm hoping we can get a nice close-in headshot of all that saggy skin. I know you're looking at me thinking, yeah, saggy skin, but hey, I think it's going to be a nice picture. Oh yeah, that is a nice picture. I'm pleased with that, and that lens has done a phenomenal job again. You know, that ZFC with that kit lens, about £1,300. It comes with the standard 16-50 lens, but also the 50-250, which giving you a 375mm equivalent in 35mm. And look what you get. You get an awful lot for your money. I really like the way that those little blue flowers that we noticed outside the enclosure when we were standing outside, we noticed those, and we managed to entice this giant tortoise over to have a little bit of a chobble on those, and that's worked really well. I've had a great day here at the zoo, and there were so many more pictures and more stories happening than I could possibly tell you. I spent time going in with the tapirs. They have got to be the cuddliest, cutest animal on the planet. Honestly, if you've never tickled a tapir, then you haven't lived. I mean, really, tell me he's not cute. After tapirs, I went on to flamingos, tried some wide stuff through the glass, and then put the long lens on and had a go at really getting in there. And I think it does a great job, this lens. I know we had a sunny day, but it is doing well. Got this nice little shot when I was walking past the tigers on my way to somewhere else, and couldn't help noticing that they were enjoying a little game of football. They do like to roll this giant ball around the enclosure. I spent half an hour in the reptile house, which is always nice to go to. It's a spectacular reptile house at Dudley Zoo, and the dwarf alligators were sleeping. Although, you know, I couldn't help feeling at one point that I was being watched. Don't know why I got that feeling. And enjoyed doing some nice portraits of some of the reptiles. You know, these guys sometimes get forgotten on zoo visits because you know, they're not the cute furry animals, but they've got so much character and so much colour. Look at that, you know, like that beautiful eye there. And take a look at this, you know, the inky blue tongue. And, you know, I've slowed the shutter down a little bit here on purpose to try and get a little bit of movement, in these guys. And I mean, look at that spiny back They really are prehistoric, aren't they? My favourite picture from the reptile house today was this one. I just love the fact we've got the out of focus rep in the foreground, and then the focused one, you know, just looking at me sort of bathing or sunbathing, you know, under the heat lamps on that log there. But look at how the bokeh has made the animal at the front look, you know, it's almost like some kind of armor, isn't it? Sort of big chunky armor and sort of circles. It's amazing, really. Around the corner we got the turtles, and I think these are snappers, and you know, cute little things to look at, but don't put your fingers anywhere near them if you know what I mean. Now, a lot of people had these for pets, you know, at one point. Yeah, I think when the Ninja Turtles were popular, and you know, they're difficult pets to keep, and they can really be dangerous animals, even though they look as cute as this one popping his head out of the water. After reptiles, I went on a special journey to the bottom of the zoo to see these. This is two new baby camels, and with a backlight behind them, they were standing under a little shading area, keeping cool. Two youngsters, and don't they look lovely there with that backlighting? And then what I did is I moved to the right and put the long lens on and tried to get those two heads with the very, very bright light behind them, and it worked quite well. It isolated them. There you go. It looks like a cutout, doesn't it? But it isn't. It's just very bright sunlight hitting the kind of sandy area behind, and I've done a spot meter reading off the fur coats there, and so it's just sent it all to white. I think that's quite a nice picture. I wish their heads were turned slightly more towards me, and so maybe I have to go back and do that. And then on to the animal that nobody believes is at the zoo. Here it is, the wolverine. That's right, the wolverine. It says the wolverine enclosure at the zoo, and everybody thinks it's a joke. They go, "Oh, Wolverine's in there," to the little kids, and they all go running over looking for the Marvel character. But you know, a wolverine is named after the animal, and here it is, the wolverine. Beautiful that it is. And what a day at the zoo. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't fault it. You know, get yourself over to here, and there's plenty of places to stay, plenty of places to eat, and a great day out. And I can guarantee, come over to Dudley Zoo and you're going to have a hoot. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that day with me there, photographing some of the many animals and the keepers at Dudley Zoo. It really was great fun. And what I'd like to know is, first of all, have you got a second to just hit the like button? That would be really helpful if you can. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But more than anything else, I'd like to know, is this the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of? I can show you all sorts of photography, but all sorts of clients in all sorts of sectors. But is animal photography something that you're particularly interested in? I've been photographing exotic animals at the zoo for over 20 years, and I learned one or two things about animal husbandry and about how to get the best picture. So if that's something that you'd like to see more of, and I've got lots of pictures I could share with you with that, please let me know. Let me know in the comments section. I'd like to know if that's the kind of thing that you'd like to see. Now, I mentioned at the primates house that there was a film I did of Sprout when she was born. If you'd like to see that, click on this link here. And if you'd like to catch up with another great film, which I think you'd really enjoy, click this link here.